9th, 2025. Mental health is real. Seek help, end the stigma. On the news this afternoon. Group moves to challenge appointment of Rivers local government administrators in court. 11 PDP governors urge Supreme Court to halt Rivers emergency rule. Rivers Police launches investigation into alleged assault of journalist during Monday's protest. IGP deploys officers to Plateau State over deadly attacks. On the foreign scene, nursing home fire in China kills 20 people. I'm Ifechuku Moyale with the news. The PILEX Center for Civic Education Initiative says it will approach the court to declare the appointment of administrators for the 23 local government areas of Rivers State invalid. Speaking at a press briefing, its coordinator Courage Nsiramobu said the organization will also seek a court order to restrain the Rivers State sole administrator Ibokete Ibas from carrying out unconstitutional actions.
This case that we filed in court is a two-edged sword. The first aspect is to restrain him from carrying out the action. Now that he has carried out the action, the second plank of the case is now to urge the court to declare his action invalid and then restrain him from further carrying out such unconstitutional actions.
Now, yesterday, following an ex parte motion filed by PILEX Center for Civic Education Initiative and its coordinator Courage's removal, a federal high court in Port Harcourt ordered the Rivers State administrator to appear before it and justify why a motion seeking to stop him from appointing administrators for the 23 local government areas should not be granted by the court. The center and its coordinator are seeking to restrain the Rivers State administrator, his agents, or anyone acting on his behalf or under his authority from appointing sole administrators or any similar designation for the 23 local government areas of Rivers State. The presiding judge, Justice Adamu Turaki Mohammed, ordered that it would serve the interest of justice for the respondent to be placed on notice. The court directed the Rivers State government to appear and show cause why the interim injunction should not be granted. The judge also ordered that a hearing notice be issued to the respondent and adjourned the matter to 14 April for further hearing. As you may know, the Rivers State administrator in a statement made available this morning, the Rivers State Administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ekwe Ibas, approved the appointment of administrators for the 23 local government areas of Rivers State. In a statement signed by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Ibibia Warika Okoriobi Animeta is appointed administrator for Abua Odwa local government area. Goodluck Ihanache, Ahoda East, Promise Jacob, Ahoda West, Tamano Toye Peters, Akokotoro, and Atajit Francis Anthony. Others are Ibiapuve Charles Asadetoro, Kingsley Banigo, Bonnie Sokari Francis, Degema, Gloria Obodipia, Eleme Franklin Ajiwo, Emwoha, Onyenachi, Nwankwo, Eche, Gospel Koi, Gokana, Isaiah Nobiawo, Ikwere, Barinedum Wibere, Kana, Clifford Walter, Obiabo, Chukwuomaje, Obemandoni, Eliel Owubokiri, Ogubolo, Thompson Isodiki Okrika, Manager Wala, Omoma, Fred Apiafi, Opobonkoro, Eletuo Ihanacho Oibo, Sam Kalabo, Port Harcourt City, and Nuka Biba, Tai, local government area. The administrator also appointed Dr. Michael Ode as the chairman, Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RISIEC. Other members of RISIEC are Leza C. Tobira, Professor Arthur Wafo, Professor Godfrey Mbodioga, and Professor Joyce Akinawa, Dr. Olive Bruce, and Professor Chidi Halliday. The statement said the administrator also approved the reconstitution of some boards of agencies, commissions, and parastatals earlier suspended. It said all appointments took effect yesterday. And now the Rivers State Administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, has also approved the appointment of members of the Civil Service Commission and Local Government Service Commission. In a statement signed by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Ibibia Warika, Dr. Levinus Bariki was appointed as chairman of the Civil Service Commission. Other members of the commission are Lord Peter Egopija, Maeve Ere Besman, Joy Obiadro, and Charity Lloyd Harry. Also, Mr. Israel N. Amadi was appointed as chairman of Local Government Service Commission. Other members are Linus Nwadem, Christabel Ego George Didia, Tonye Willie D. Pepple, Richard Ewo, Emmanuel Ofik, and Samuel Apiafi. The statement said the appointment took effect yesterday. Meanwhile, the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt has scheduled 21st May to start hearing on a suit filed by Belema Briggs and others against President Bola Tinubu, the National Assembly, the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, the sole administrator of Rivers State, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, and the Nigerian Navy. They are seeking, among other things, a judicial interpretation of the Constitution. They are asking the court to determine whether President Tinubu has the constitutional authority to suspend an elected executive arm of government in Rivers State, which is constitutionally guaranteed a 4-year tenure. In a related development, 11 PDP governors have filed a case at the Supreme Court challenging President Tinubu's authority to declare a state of emergency in Rivers State. Supreme Court spokesman Dr. Festus Akonde confirmed the filing, with the governors asking whether a president has constitutional powers to suspend a democratically elected state government. They urged the Supreme Court to determine if the president had the powers to suspend a democratically elected structure of a state. In another development, a special panel of the Court of Appeal in Abuja has reserved judgment in 5 separate appeals arising from the legal disputes surrounding the conduct of the 2024 local government elections in Kano State. The appeals stem from 2 rulings delivered by the Federal High Court in Kano, which, among other declarations, nullified the composition of the Kano State Independent Electoral Commission. The cases include the appeal filed by Kansiak with the Independent National Electoral Commission and 4 others listed as respondent. Another was filed by the Kano State House of Assembly and another party with Aminu Aliyu Tiga and 14 others as respondent. Coming up next, police to investigate assault on journalists during Monday's protest in Rivers State. Stay with us. And now the rest of the news. The Rivers State Police Command says it has launched an investigation into the alleged assault of journalists during a recent protest in Port Harcourt. In a statement signed by the police public relations officer SP Grace Iringekoko, the command condemned the incident and confirmed some officers are already being questioned. It assured the NUJ and the public that the matter will be treated seriously, with the findings and measures taken made public upon completion of the investigation. The command reiterated its commitment to professionalism and protecting human rights. Recall that the Nigerian Union of Journalists (NUJ) in Rivers State gave the Rivers State Police Command 14 days to apologize and prosecute officers involved in the assault of journalists who covered Monday's protest. The state NUJ said this in a statement signed by its chairman Paul Bazier and Secretary Ijoma Tubosia. The union condemned the attack and warned that further attacks on journalists would not be tolerated. Also, the Vice President of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, South Opaka Dokubo, condemned the police statement that denied that it fired shots and tear gassed peaceful protesters in Port Harcourt on Monday. Speaking with our correspondent, Mr. Dokubo challenged the police to provide the phones they claimed to have recovered from the so-called miscreants.
For me, I condemn that statement in the strongest possible terms. Journalists were right there on ground, they witnessed it, they were in fact even victims of the high-handedness of the police. And for the police to come out to say they were after some criminals, I mean, how low can the police really go? For the police to look at Nigerians in the face and tell them blatant lies. I think it's unfortunate for you to cook up such lies on people. Okay, where are the phones that you collected from the so-called criminals? Who and who? How many people were really arrested?
Our correspondent, Sobi Oroware, who got injured while trying to escape police assault during the protest, condemned the police statement.
In the bid to escaping from the police who wanted to arrest or take my phones and other journalists' phones, I missed my step in the course of running because I saw the policeman firing straight at us, the canisters. So it was a very serious situation. You remember, as a journalist, while covering protests, you have to come in front of the protesters to cover. We tried to dodge because I knew he was actually coming to take my phone or also arrest me or do whatever thing he planned to do. About 3 or 4 journalists will have to escape.
The chairman of the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria in Rivers State, Israel Waribo, has warned that boat operators may be forced to suspend operations if their abducted colleagues and passengers are not released soon. Mr. Waribo said this to a correspondent while reacting to last Friday's abduction of 4 oil workers and a boat passenger who were traveling from Abonema Wharf to Cawthorne Channel.
2 days ago, they called me that they want to sue them. Okay, their driver is being rescued. But we tried to tell them that since we've reported the matter to the police, to allow the police to carry out their investigations than taking the laws into our hands. So we are still talking to them, and as we speak, the drivers are not happy. You know the slogan of our union, injury for one, injury for all. If the situation is not under control, but I strongly believe that the security will definitely do their work, and maybe I believe that within a week that they will be rescued. But if it persists, we will have no option that will pull down for the government to also expedite action in their action.
Elsewhere, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Nwachukwu, has ordered a comprehensive deployment of police tactical assets to Plateau State in response to a series of deadly attacks in Bokkos local government area since March 28. The deployment includes highly trained personnel, drones, helicopters, and armored vehicles to curb the violence and ensure safety. The attacks have resulted in numerous deaths and injuries, leaving communities fearful. In the meantime, a former Assistant Director of the Department of State Services, DSS, Dennis Amakri, says no state in northeast Nigeria. Speaking on Channels Television, Amakri said there is no serious problem going on in Rivers State. He said Nigeria's territorial integrity is in question right now, and the reputational risk is very high. A former secret police director said the alarm sounded by Governor Babagana Zulum said that terrorists are gaining ground in Borno should be taken very seriously. He also backed the declaration of a state of emergency in Borno, but opposed the suspension of the governor, saying that Governor Zulum is doing a good job. In business, the decision of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to suspend crude supply to the Dangote and other refineries affected the output of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries in March. A Reuters survey found that OPEC oil output fell in March as Nigeria cut deliveries to domestic refineries. The survey found that in March, supply from Nigeria, Iran, and Venezuela fell by 50,000 barrels per day each. It said Nigeria is pumping slightly above its OPEC quota. In entertainment, Nigerian music superstar Davido has officially revealed plans for a white wedding with his wife, Chioma, set to hold in Miami this August. He made this known during an interview on The Breakfast Club. In sports, Cristiano Ronaldo has paid tribute following the death on Tuesday of the coach who discovered him and several other elite Portuguese players. Aurelio da Silva Pereira, who died at the age of 77, created Sporting Lisbon's recruitment and training department in 1988 and went on to be responsible for the development of some of Portugal's finest players.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
20 people have been killed in a fire at a nursing home in northeast China. The blaze in Chengdu City, Hebei Province, broke out on Tuesday night local time and was put out in about 2 hours. Reports say 19 people survived the fire and were taken to hospital for observation. Authorities are investigating the cause of the blaze, and the person in charge of the home has been detained. No other details were immediately available.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
That's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. A group has moved to challenge the appointment of 23 Rivers local government administrators in court. 11 PDP governors have urged the Supreme Court to halt Rivers emergency rule. Rivers police have launched an investigation into the alleged assault of journalists during Monday's protest. The IGP has deployed officers to Plateau State over deadly attacks. On the foreign scene, you heard a nursing home fire in China has killed 20 people. The news was edited by Martha Okere. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Ifechukwu Mwanyele. Many thanks for listening.